They don't have to do anything. They can just lie there. I don't have standards. Hi! Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Reuben Kaye, cabaret icon, philanthropist, and child of divorce. Who could tell? And this is Unwind, the guided meditation for the end of the world. The only guided meditation with a wine pairing. Now, even through the medium of electronic transmission, which I, who was definitely born in the last 50 years and am completely comfortable with, can see that there might be an eyebrow raised at the idea of me as a guru, an authority, or as a guide for others in a fragile time. And I say to you doubters, who better to guide a downward spiral than someone who has already hit rock bottom, repeatedly? And for those wondering, yes, rock bottom is the name of a Lithuanian adult film star I had a brief but sordid love affair with during the Palanga Smelt Festival last April. I've only just begun to walk again and be able to digest solids. Good times. So put your faith in me, Reuben Kaye, a man so butch my preferred gender pronoun is mid-century maisonette. I'm a warm, caring, generous, empathetic and mentally stable icon, and a lifetime subscription holder to findmydad.com. And one day, I truly hope to find one I like, and one that stays. Now, if tonight's meditation in any way helps to relieve stress or pressure, remember that no self-help is truly self-help if it doesn't involve money changing hands. So please feel free to donate at paypal.me/RRK Entertainment so I can afford food, wine, self-esteem, and definitely not heroin. And this week, I'm also spotlighting Mermaids, a wonderful organisation supporting trans and gender-diverse children, young people and their families in the UK. Please go to mermaids.org.uk to donate to them. There are also links on the video that you're watching now, along with my PayPal. They are brilliant. Now, let's move on to the star of the show. No, not the overwhelming sense of paranoia, dread and fear and abandonment by our elected leaders. The important part, the wine. This week's wine is inspired by leader of the free world and the result of crossbreeding a Bond villain with an inflatable clown. Didn't know that reflex still worked. Oh God, no. Oh, sorry. So, much like most of the men I've had sex with, that just won't come out. Oh well, you know who I'm talking about. The President of the United States. The man who this week was quoted as saying, "I just don't want to wear a face mask. I just don't see it for me." As if he were talking about a beret someone had asked him to wear at a photo shoot. The President went alarmingly off script yet again in a press briefing and suggested we inject bleach directly into the lungs of COVID-19 sufferers. Finally, a suggestion we can work with. Mr. President, I have 2 litres of bleach and a syringe. Would you care to volunteer as tribute? Now, I'm not actually going to ingest bleach because I'm not a fucking moron. But I will say that after the President's press briefing, multiple people in the States have been taken to hospital suffering horrendous internal injuries and burns after ingesting cleaning products. So I hope you're happy, Mr. President, as you desperately try and backpedal and claim you were being sarcastic. Go on. Spell sarcastic, you illiterate orange train wreck of a human motherfucker. Anywho, tonight I'm drinking a wine that was donated by an Unwind fan. You all know me so well. This bottle arrived on my doorstep like a biblical orphaned baby, and me, being the good Samaritan I am, took it into my home as if it were one of my own children. And now, like a lot of families below the poverty line who are struggling to pay rent or have been evicted from their homes during this pandemic, I'm going to consume it, because I have no other choice. If any of you wish to donate wine, please feel free. But also feel free to send drugs, or the Argentinian men's water polo team. I'll need to sterilise them first. The drugs, obviously. From the photos I've seen, I assume the Argentinian men's water polo team come pre-sterilised, or at the very least pre-lubed. Now, What can I say about this wine that can't be found in the dedication section of Mein Kampf? I'd like to tell you more about the wine, but the label has been scratched off and all that's left is an ancient gypsy curse etched into the glass. The good thing is you can use this wine with an entree, a main, or as diesel fuel. It's a light, fruity blend of what I can only assume is sadness and napalm. I'd suggest pairing this wine with a sense of quiet desperation or a first date with singer Chris Brown, because the bottle has a good weight to it and I'd imagine a nice balance when used as a defensive weapon. Ooh. 2 glasses of this shit and I'll need medical attention. Get a doctor on speed dial. Oh, actually no, get a vet. They have more ketamine. Now, let's move on to our meditation. This week has been tough, and it's been 5 weeks since we started these meditations. So I know you've pent up a lot of isolation tension. And I mean, seeing how well I'm doing can't be helping, can it? So find a place you feel calm. Find a place you feel safe. Find a place you feel happy. Or just do the best you can. In fact, just stay where you are. It's not like you've got anywhere else to be. We are so very trapped. And the walls are closing in. I can literally taste the grapes screaming. And once you're settled, begin breathing. Usually, I dictate how to breathe. But at week 5, if you don't know how to do this, then you are dead. Or at the very least, not well. So just fucking do it. If it's difficult, think of this. As a very hands-on gymnastics coach once told me, try and ease into it, baby. Gold medals don't win themselves. If you cannot breathe because you are stifled by having your family or partner around you all the time, spare a thought for those that are isolating alone and have nothing around them but the 4 walls of their house or flat slowly closing in on them, and one lonely, greased-up doorknob they slam repeatedly into themselves in the absence of any affection, almost as if they were pulling a tooth in 1923. That's a nice image, isn't it? Oh God, that's right. That's right. If I drink any more of this, I might actually like women. If only my father was alive to see this, or known to me. And we breathe. And as we breathe, step outside of your body and look at yourself and the person you are. You are a human being doing your best in an unprecedented and incredibly stressful time. Think of your head and imagine it as a ball of knotted yarn. All your stress and thoughts turning in on themselves, knotting together until you cannot make sense of the world around you. Turn that ball, slowly rotate it, examine it from each side, and find that single loose thread. Grab hold of that thread and lightly tug. Allow that thread to unwind more and more, and bit by bit, I want you to feel the ball of yarn untangle. Each thread you pull is another worry and another stress that falls away. And each thread that falls means the tension in your neck and shoulders releases. Move down your spine, and I want you to imagine a tiny wave, almost a ripple, as the relaxation from your neck echoes down your spine with each breath. Well, I've got to slow down. Sorry. Any more of this and I won't be able to donate half my liver to my mother, who has a dinner party next week and desperately wants to serve pate. You know, I remember her advice to me. Before you leave the house, check in the mirror and take one thing off, and then don't go out. Never leave the house. Consider it a public service. Also, you're adopted. Pass the mustard. What a woman. Let's check back in with ourselves. How are you doing? Feeling like we're ready to go deeper? Are you ready? you're ready. You're ready for our breathe in and fuck offs. This is where we take the worst of the week, the things that have added to our stress and our anger, our confusion and our fear, and we breathe in and we tell them to fuck off. My first fuck off of the week. Liz Truss, the UK's answer to the Karen meme and head of the Equalities Ministry. A woman who always looks like she's just about to say, I'm not a racist, but has decided to change the name of the Equalities Ministry to the Ministry of Freedom. Now, I'm not saying this reeks of George Orwell's 1984, but I am saying it smells a bit like 1983. It's on the nose. And I should know. My nose is so angular, I spent 4 summers in the south of France as a sundial. Good times. In other news, Miss Truss, Aryan poster child, J.K. Rowling cosplayer, and definitely on her way to speak to the manager, in a shock move has begun to remove healthcare for trans youth, stating, "We are making sure that transgender adults are free to live their lives as they wish without fear of persecution, while maintaining the proper checks and balances in the system." That is a terrifying statement to come from the government. Replace the word transgender adults with people of colour, or Jews, or women, and see how that statement sounds. This puts Liz Truss, ergo the Tory party, on an almost equal standing with Trump, who is ending healthcare for trans people in the middle of a pandemic, and Viktor Orban, the dictatorial Prime Minister of Hungary, who has just removed any legal recognition of transgender people. Let me restate. The UK and the US are now almost on par in their treatment of trans people as Hungary. Hungary! Hungary! I pray for my trans family. Please keep safe out there. And for Liz Truss and the entire Tory party and anyone who believes that trans people deserve less than full, equal human rights and protection, breathe in and fuck off. I would like to remind you that this week we are spotlighting Mermaids. Mermaids is a brilliant organisation, a charity that supports trans and gender diverse children, young people and their families within the UK. As the Tories remove more protection and care for our vulnerable trans family, please go to mermaids.org.uk to donate, or there is a link in the video that you are watching right now. To all the governments who are using this pandemic to declare martial law and pass authoritarian legislation through the back door that gives them totalitarian control, breathe in and fuck off. I don't want to say it's dictatorial, because none of them have the snazzy wardrobe. But if Stella McCartney starts to design for Boris Johnson, watch out. Margaret Atwood, author of The Handmaid's Tale, is weeping into her money as she sees Trump supporters wearing Handmaid's outfits, the signature red cloak and white bonnet, in protest to lockdowns, with signs appropriating feminist rally cries saying, "My body, my choice." Who knew that the biggest casualty of coronavirus and this pandemic would be irony itself? Breathe in and fuck off. To all the advertising companies who are still functioning, still profiting, still making ads, but now using the slogan, "We're all in this together," to sell cars, houses, and homewares. We are not in it together. We are all fighting for our own sanity and our own space, and for some of us, in a very real sense, our lives. We do not exist as a community for you to pick at the bones of as we try to survive a global pandemic and you try to make a profit off your sentimentality. Breathe in and fuck off. In other news, evil ventriloquist dummy and poster boy for the Oedipus complex, Mike Pence, US Vice President and grown man who literally calls his wife mother, recently visited a health clinic in the States to talk to sufferers and survivors of COVID-19. After being told that all visitors must wear personal protective equipment, Pence walked into the clinic and conducted his visit without wearing gloves or a mask, claiming he wanted to look them in the eye. Breathe in and fuck off. Fuck off all of it. Fuck off all the hate, all the chaos, all the darkness in the world. And as you breathe out all that negativity, begin to breathe in something lighter. Begin to breathe in positivity. Let it fill your lungs, your veins, very spirit. With every deep breath in, imagine yourself breathing in pure energy, pure light, and more alcohol. Now, on to bigger and better things. We're going to take in the good that's around us, because I've scoured the globe for the tastiest morsels of positivity that you can chew on when things get bad, like a metaphysical diazepam, because my doctor won't prescribe me real ones without a psyche valve. Homophobe. Miami, city of light, magic and teen pregnancy, has seen 7 weeks without a single homicide since 1957. See? Who needs education, gun control and healthcare when you can have a global pandemic? Cheers, Miami. Breathe in that light. And if you don't have light, Merlot will do. And if you don't have Merlot, then whatever this shit will do. Oh yeah. That'll do, pig. That'll do. IKEA has released their secret meatball recipe. It's horse. One second, it's just here. It calls for 1 cup of pork mince or pork mince substitute, horse, and 2 cups of beef mince or beef mince substitute, horse. Add herbs and then fry in oil. Now look, I'm not judging. I've been to France. I've had a bit of horse in me. Visit my OnlyFans to find out how and if I survive. Cheers, IKEA. The Swedish people may be dying in droves because your government has literally no policy on COVID and has put in place no restrictions, but those meatballs go down like me on any man that validates me. Breathe in that light. Video gamers the world over are being given the chance to help solve the problem of the virus vaccine. Scientists have taken the problem of finding correct protein shapes that fit into the virus and created a game that looks a bit like a 3D version of Tetris, and then made that game available worldwide. This means that every second, millions of combinations are attempted by gamers all over the world, which means all the scientists have to do is crunch the numbers and look at the results. I love this. I've seen Mercury rising. There's definitely a 12-year-old autistic kid who is bullied at school, misunderstood by his teachers, that'll figure this all out and be a hero. So here's to that kid. Here's to all those gamers who are doing their bit by playing with their bits. Cheers and breathe in light. In a new addition to Mother Nature reclaiming public spaces normally occupied by humans, leatherback turtles are nesting on Thai beaches again. After deer in London CBD, kangaroos in Adelaide, fish returning to Venice's canals, and capybara herding in Buenos Aires, the latest addition is this very rare and endangered beast. Leatherback turtles are the largest of the sea turtles. These shy, beautiful giants of the sea are finally returning to their nesting grounds, undisturbed by tourists and beachgoers. I mean, a few more months and who knows, they may be removed from the endangered list, which means I'll finally get to taste one. Cheers, and breathe in light. Andrew Cuomo, the mayor of New York and man who literally gives no shits when it comes to calling out Trump on TV, has issued an order stating that couples can legally be married over Zoom. And since I have a functioning internet connection, a drinking problem, and a ring, it's safe to say you're all in trouble. Cheers, Cuomo, and breathe in light. Sweden and Austria have both closed down their last remaining coal plants. As coal usage has declined, researchers have actually found a dramatic decline in asthma symptoms and hospitalizations. I'm shocked. In other news, the sky is blue, grass is green, the Catholic Church protects pedophiles, and I'm as drunk as Princess Diana's chauffeur. Cheers to green energy, and breathe in light. There we go. And come back to neutral, back to center. And if you've stopped, start breathing again. Look, I want to talk to you all man to man, but gender, like money or a two-party system, is a construct. So I'll just talk to you as me, Reuben Kaye, cabaret star, mean drunk and handsy Jew. I'm just a person, a communicator, and on the weekends a part-time seal impersonator. Not the singer, the animal. I just love sardines and bouncing balls on my nose, and shitting in the pool. If tonight's meditation has in any way helped, then please feel free to donate at paypal.me/RRK Entertainment. The link is below. And this week, again, I'm also spotlighting Mermaids, the incredible organisation that supports trans and gender-diverse children, young people and their families in the UK. There are links attached to each video, or you can go to mermaids.org.uk to donate. If you are an artist, a zero contract or shift worker who is struggling in this pandemic, please do not feel the pressure to donate. I mean it. In fact, you are forbidden from donating. But if you want to do something, please feel free to share this video and tag friends. I don't want your money, honey. I want your love. I know that might seem magnanimous, kind, giving, which is rare for a taker like me. But in my own way, I'm just trying to fake my way through being a force for good in the world. And I know we're all going through something huge and seemingly endless. But Greece, Switzerland, and the city of Sydney are all starting to ease restrictions. New Zealand is well on the way to eradicating the disease within its borders. And again, I can't say when this will end, but have faith that it will end. We, the human race, we are strong. We will survive. In the words of Christina Aguilera and all of Cardinal George Pell's dates, you can't hold us down. I love you all, bottoms up, as they usually are, and good night. Oh, fuck, I have to keep doing this.